This is a Headgum podcast.
Hello and welcome to Perfect Person, the show where I'm perfect and I'm going to teach you how. I am alone in the studio, and that is a very weird sensation. Normally the show begins, it's jazzy, it's fun, and there's Miles and special guests to Christina Aguilera or Ashley Tisdale or any of our other favorite pop stars. But today I had an interesting thing happen, and I'm seizing the reins of the show, and I'm attempting to reinvent myself all in one breath. So what happened today was that I had a guest book for the show. Something I do often, right? Sometimes it's like a buddy of mine, and sometimes it's somebody I don't know that well. This time it was somebody I don't know that well, and they had to cancel last minute, which whatever, stuff happens. But that left me with the interesting conundrum of I'm having a baby at any second. I don't want to use a recording time that I might have needed because Sarah could go into labor at any second. So I was like, you know what? The show isn't just me alone. It's me and callers. It's me and the community, the perfect people calling in. So I want to do an experiment here where I give one-on-one therapy. And I was about to say therapy, but I stopped myself because I'm worried about the implications. By the way, somebody DM'd me and they were like, you said you were better than a doctor and you could be sued for that. And I want to let you know that if you take what I say seriously on this show, that I'm sorry. I'm not a doctor and I shouldn't be. But anyway, there are a lot of podcasters that do this. They do a solo show. They don't even have callers. I have the benefit of having people call in, but there's a lot of podcasters that do this thing where Cody Ko comes to mind. He has Insanely Chill. It's just him and a microphone. And I guess there's a producer in the room. And then Emma Chamberlain has the third most popular podcast of all time right now. And it's her. And it's just her. And it's interesting because it's like she has figured out a way to put her personality into her show that's uninterrupted. You don't need another human being there to talk with her. She's just like, here is me unapologetically, and that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to give you a masterclass peek behind the screen of what it is to be me. And I'm having a cold brew right now. And let me give you a little context here. I'm wearing a hoodie, as you can see. And I've told people to call in. And the holidays are coming up, and that can be a wistful time for everybody. And I told a very wild holiday story on the Perfect Person Platinum that came out 2 weeks ago. But natural plug. Native plug. But anyway, everyone, the people are calling in, and I feel like sooner than usual, I should get to them. But I feel very vulnerable right now. I feel like I'm in a vulnerable state. It's sort of me against the world, and I'm alone. It feels a little bit like if how there's apocalyptic movies and they're like, oh, I'm doing a radio broadcast every day. And they're like, please, if anyone is out there, come to Boston. We have the cure. We have the cure. That's what I'm doing. I'm standing atop a radio tower in a little shanty shack, and I'm screaming out over the radio waves that I am here and I have the cure. I have the cure to your problems. I have the cure to your problems. I have the cure to your conundrums. And I'm about halfway through this can of cold brew. And I got to tell you, by the time this is over, I think I'm going to have finished the can of cold brew. And I think I'm going to order food because I'm feeling peckish and I'm feeling hungry and I'm feeling grateful. and I'm also wondering, okay, so there was a natural silence there. And that's normally where a guest would be like, definitely. A guest or one of my buddies. Because sometimes the show is me and one of my buddies. And sometimes the show is me and somebody I don't know that well. Well, let's get to the phone calls here. I'm losing experience here. I feel like I'm losing XP. I want the show to be so good. And that's why what I'm doing is I'm calling up the people and I'm giving them one-on-one advice. And that in a way is going to be more intimate and strange. Like I'm a little worried for when I call and I go, and hey, you're on Perfect Person. And they go, cool, who's there? And I guess I'm just going to say like, it's nobody. It's just me. It's just fucking me. No, it's just me. I'm not even really recording, I guess. I just thought I'd call you. I thought I'd call you and see how you're doing. Well, let's get into it. As always, if you like the show, please consider subscribing to it on YouTube or Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you get the thing and rating us 5 stars. It really helps people discover the show. And it helps when I DM people cold and I say, hey, this show is great and you should come on it. And they'll be like, ooh, look at all the 5-star reviews. And then they'll be like, oh man. So that way, like George Clooney's like, no way. This show has 2,000 5-star reviews. I'll come on. And then George comes on and whatever. And if you love the show, okay, normally that's way tighter. You know what it is? Normally that's way tighter, my like preamble, because I'm with a guest. So I go, if you like the show, please consider rating and subscribing it. And if you love the show, we have bonus episodes on Patreon on a show called Perfect Person Platinum and an extended ad-free version of the show called Perfect Person Premium. Let's get to the callers here. And I have been collecting them and people are calling in from all around the world because it's the holidays. It's the holidays and that can be a difficult time for people. I have a couple people who are wondering what to get their significant others or loved ones or other situations, gifts. And I am a capitalist boy here. I'm not a capitalist boy. I hate the system and I think it's bad, but I do love to buy shit. There is nothing I love more than a little item, a little gifty for me. Man, I've been talking about my Amber mugs. I just got a Steam Deck, which is a totally ridiculous purchase that I made. But it's essentially people don't care about this, but it's essentially a PC it's a handheld PC. It looks like a Nintendo Switch, but it's a full PC computer. And that's what I've been doing here. I hope I'm joining you, by the way, in this episode, people that might be traveling for the holidays. I'm really hoping that I caught you on a plane. So if you're on the plane, you know what? Here and to that, if you're on the plane, little life hack: get the water. Get water and no ice and chug it. And here's why: when you get the ice, it has to sit on your little table for a long time. And so then, as it's on your little table, it's like, oh, I gotta wait for the ice to melt because I don't want to chomp it all down. And then you're like, well, maybe I want to like move my legs around. And I do not fit on planes. And I cannot afford the extra leg room, but I fucking wish that I could because I am too big. I'm 6'5", 200. I lost a bunch of weight recently. I was 220 and I lost weight and I don't really know why, but I think it was stress. I do know why. It's because I was stressed and I wasn't really eating, but the end of the year is upon us and my wife is about to pop out a baby at any second. So that's what makes me qualified to answer your questions on the show. But something I've been thinking, anyway, let me get to the call. I just cut myself off. Let's get to it, everyone. I'm nervous. I don't know why I'm nervous.
Hello.
Hello. You called Perfect Person.
Hello.
Hi.
Great to be here.
Thank you so much for being on the show. Now, you're on a very special episode of Perfect Person. Do you know that?
Huge. I'm ready.
The reason it's special is because normally I have a guest, and on today's episode, it's just me.
You're all alone?
Well, when you put it like that, yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's good too. It's good to be independent, etc.
Well, I'm all alone, but let me tell you, it's because I had a guest cancel. So it wasn't that I chose to be alone, which is fine. I mean, stuff happens, but I figured it would be a more intimate episode of the show because it's just me and you.
Okay. All right. You're ready to solve my problem. I mean, really, do you need someone else?
That's very sweet of you. And by the way, the listeners are going to find out live if I need somebody else.
Great.
So what is your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Ames, calling from Indiana.
Ames from Indiana. Now, Ames, tell me about your conundrum.
Well, The basis is, what should I get my ex-girlfriend for Christmas?
Yeah.
She asked me today if I wanted to exchange gifts on Friday. So it's Saturday. So I've got 6 days.
And tell
because she had already told me she was getting me things.
Now tell me about your relationship with your ex-girlfriend. Now, how long did you date? And also, like, why? That's not a common thing to get your ex a present for Christmas, I don't think.
I think it is with gay people.
That's a great point.
I mean, that's pretty common.
I think that it's probably more common with gay people because at least the gay people I know, like friendship and like people date within their friendship circles and then they continue to be friends after that. So is this that type of situation?
Yeah, well, kind of. Yes, a bit. We're still friends. Definitely.
You're still friends. Is there still love there, especially around the holidays? Like, is there a possibility you get her a gravy boat and she's like, actually, I love you still, and we're gonna stay together?
Ooh. Maybe.
Maybe that's a possibility because this is gonna affect my answer.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I am probably not interested in getting back together, but
probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we have hooked up since we've broken up, but not super recently.
Yeah, honestly.
So there's that kind of there, and I don't want to give her like a I love you gift.
Yeah.
But I'd like to give her like you're a great person and I like being friends with you.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, I think it's common for exes to hook up. Although there's something funny about you guys continuing to hook up. How long ago did you break up? Like official breakup, and then how long ago did you hook up?
Official breakup like June. Okay, so that's been a little bit, yeah. Yeah, there was time where we didn't talk, and then there was, a later time. So the last time we hooked up was probably too recent, maybe like a month ago.
That's hilarious. Okay, so this is definitely like super recent. Like you're trying to brush this under the rug.
It's pretty recent. Yeah, it's pretty recent.
Ames, you're trying to pretend like this isn't current breaking news about your love life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
sure.
Okay, so I get the situation you're in. And now it feels like, and correct me if I'm wrong, you want a gift that doesn't encourage too much intimacy, but lets this person know, hey, you want to keep the door open. You want to keep the door open just in case, but you're not trying to, I guess, I don't know if the door is open or closed. Let's say the door being closed means you're never going to date again. And the door being wide fucking open means we're back together. You want to keep the door cracked just in case, but you're trying to make sure that that's where it stays. You're trying to put a door stopper in there, Ames.
Yeah, like a door stopper.
You want a door stopping gift that's going to keep your ex having sex with you potentially.
Yeah. But also isn't like I want to be emotionally intimate with you.
Yeah, this is a complex gift you put yourself in. But I think that this, I'm trying to think. I think I've been in situations similar where it's like I've never given a gift to this type of person, but I've had this type of person in my life.
Yeah, and I probably wouldn't have gone out of my way to get a gift, but she told me she got me a gift.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Now, I think that this...
So I definitely have to get something.
Yeah, you have to get something, and time is ticking. Because, like, we're probably past the shipping date of, like, an Etsy mug, right? That, to me, an Etsy mug is, like, that's going to be nice because it's, like, not a mug you got from Target, but it's a nicer mug, but it's also a mug. It's not, like... it's not like chocolates and flowers. Like a mug to me is what I got my mom. And I think that that's kind of the caliber of gift that you want to get this person.
Yeah, like a nice mug.
Yeah, like a nice mug.
That's a good gift, yeah.
Right, because it's like, I want you to drinketh your cup full, but I'm not trying to put myself in the cup.
Listen, I'm not trying to fill the cup.
There you go.
I'm saying you can fill the cup wherever you want.
Yeah, fill it wherever. I don't mind.
Wherever. Exactly.
Yeah. So I think a mug is going to be what you're going to go for there. Now, talk to me about that. So you're just in a situation where you're just sort of like, you're kind of floating. You're like enjoying yourself. You're not trying to make any too harsh a decision either way on your ex. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really trying not to make any decisions. Which
period.
Which can can really put me. I don't want to fall into a relationship, and I don't want a gift that is going to lube up the slide, if you will. Fall in.
Honestly, I could not have put it better myself. Lube up the slide. That is is the slide the relationship, or is the slide? It's hard to say.
I think the slide is life, right?
The slide is life.
Or maybe it is a relationship.
Nice.
Actually.
And why'd you guys break up?
It was just kind of like a lot. And like I still like her, but I'm not in love with her.
It was, and by a lot, do you mean like it was like there was too much commitment going around?
Yeah.
God.
And there's more stuff in there. Like she had just started transitioning a couple of years before, and like,
oh sure,
I was a support for that. So there's like emotional things that like I'm still happy to be around for, but was laying the groundwork for maybe a little bit more than I really wanted to be in.
Gotcha. No, sure,
for sure. But I didn't want to disappear completely.
Right.
Very gay.
Got it.
This is just,
Gotcha. Okay, well, that makes sense. I mean, yeah, it seems like there was just a lot of emotions going around in general, and you were kind of like, I don't want to throw commitment to the wind, so let's put a chiller on this. But now that the chiller's there, you're like, well, obviously this is somebody I still have chemistry with. Why not keep hanging out? I mean, you've told me, you've told me. We've never spoken before. But I've told people on the show before, hey, I say go for it. If you want to do something, do something. If you don't want to do something, don't do it anymore. But I think that this is a great position to be in, actually.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think this mug idea is really good. I'm like, ooh, there's some like local shops that have, like locally made mugs.
Yeah, a mug is good because, like, to me, a candle, which would be a normal piece of advice, is get a candle for somebody. A candle is a little intimate. It's like, I want you to be
that's intimate.
I want you to be dimly lit by a flickering wick. Like that.
Yeah.
Sex happens in the dark.
I want your bedroom to smell like me. No.
Yeah, I know exactly. That is like too romantic. Not around these times. Not around the holidays. You know what I mean, Ames?
Yeah. Oh goodness! I hope she didn't get me anything romantic. Hopefully not.
So what? Yeah, that is interesting because what do you expect the gift from her is going to be? And do you feel like she's in the same place as you, or do you feel like she's kind of like, I wanted to force this gift exchange so that we can rekindle our flame?
Oh, I don't. I mean, that could be a possibility. Well, last Christmas, she got me practical gifts, which I really like, like sticky notes for work and like a mushroom handbook for identification, things that I can use.
Now, I'm sorry, you have to go back to the mushroom handbook. You said sticky notes for work and a mushroom handbook for work that I can use?
Okay, the sticky notes are for work. The mushrooms are just for, general going out to the woods and taking photos of mushrooms and then using the book to identify them.
Honestly,
obviously,
that is the sickest shit I've heard. That, like, honestly, like, I'm trying to think of a cooler afternoon that you could have, and it sounds amazing to be like, I'm going to go to the woods and identify mushrooms. Like, first of all, that sounds like a really sweet little afternoon.
It truly is the best hobby, and, was one of the first things we did together when we were starting to hang out, because there's nothing cooler than being like, hey, want to go look at mushrooms together?
Yeah, I mean, I can tell. Yeah, I can tell that just by your description of the story that there's still, I'm not going to say there's still love there, but there's still like there. There's still some enjoyment there. I mean, that sounds like a real nice time.
Yeah, there's definitely still like.
There's still some like.
There's still some like. So I'm hoping for like a a gift similar to that, not like, I don't know, flowers or
flowers. I find it. I mean, flowers from this type of person you definitely don't want. But flowers are a tricky gift. Also, a lot of flowers are like kind of strange. I'm very lucky. I've given my friend Kelly a bunch of shout outs on the show, but my friend Kelly is a florist in Los Angeles. She's phenomenal. She's a fucking artist. And like, those are great gifts.
Shout out to Kelly. What's Kelly's at? Are you not even gonna, link her?
Honestly, Kelly J. Ross on Instagram. Huge shout out. Kelly J. Ross on Instagram. Go buy amazing flowers from her. So flowers are a tricky gift I find often. I'm hoping that you don't get flowers, but I do think that a mug is the right choice for you. And I hope you keep kind of floating on, because this sounds like a really lovely person. But obviously, I totally get you not wanting to overcommit, especially around the holidays. 2023 is right around the corner, and you don't want to go into that worried about a commitment that you've made.
Yeah, definitely. A mug. This was really good advice. I was like, I wonder what advice I would even get. Wow.
Oh, wow. I'm glad well, thank you so much for calling in. I do feel like I'm more thoughtful because we're one-on-one. Whereas if
yeah, this is very thoughtful. Yeah. Let's joke. Maybe I should have, brought in a couple extra. But,
no, please. This is what the episode is. The episode is occurring live. It is. The energy of the episode. You got to follow it. You gotta. Much like when you're foraging for mushrooms, you don't want to force it.
That's true. Yeah, you just have to slow down.
Yeah,
just keep your eyes open.
You don't want to run up to a mushroom and go shiitake when it's actually not. You want to make sure you label that mushroom.
Yeah, no, you don't want to munch on a hunch. That's something you got to remember.
Wow, do not munch on a hunch.
Do not munch on a hunch.
Thank you so much for calling in, Ames. You have a wonderful holiday season.
Yeah, you too.
All right, bye-bye. Wow. That was a lovely call. I feel like I'm just gabbing with friends when I'm alone. I think when there's a guest here, I feel like I need to make sure they have a good time. And here I am, just making sure the caller has a good time. It's amazing what you can do when you just sort of focus on one thing instead of a million things all at once. I mean, people know this, but I tech the show live. And I also edit the show. I do a lot of things for the show. And I love the show, by the way. And because it's the holiday season, I'm going to express gratitude. I'm expressing gratitude right now. I'm very pleased people listen. It's very sweet of you to listen. I'm glad that people are enjoying the show. I tech the show live, so I'm sometimes focusing on this and that and the other thing. And it's interesting. It's an interesting thought experiment to be like, what if I was Emma Chamberlain? Just one person, one mic, chatting for an hour. It's sort of, if I was to write a book, I suppose this would be kind of what it is. All right, we're calling somebody else here for another holiday gifticle. Hello, you called perfect person, and I'm here to call you back and solve your problems.
Stop. Don't, but I did not think y'all would call me back.
It's interesting you say y'all, because you're on a very special episode of Perfect Person where it's just me and no guest.
Oh my God.
So it's sort of like I had a guest, but then they canceled. And so it's just me, which is going to be interesting because it's sort of more intimate.
Even more perfect.
It's one-on-one. Yeah. It's sort of one-on-one therapy and/or / doctor-patient confidentiality. Yeah. But this is being recorded.
Yeah, this is very intimate.
I know. It's really. It's like I just called you, and we're just gabbing as gals. Okay, so tell me, what's your name and what's your problem?
My name's Haley. I work for a big hospital in Texas, and I work with a lot of surgeons and nurses, and I'm trying to do something nice for the holidays for everyone, but your girls also want a budget.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to decide what a good little gift is for everyone, but it's also kind of hard because the doctors literally make 10 times my salary. So anything they want, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here's something little, enjoy your second home.
Yeah, no, exactly. So what is your job at the hospital?
So I do clinical research. So I'm a clinical trials manager.
Okay, cool. Nice. So you're trying to get a gifty for many different people.
Yeah.
Now, how many people are you trying to get a gift for?
So it's kind of like, now it's like getting out of hand. You know what I mean? I feel like
It's getting out of
hard to,
control,
like, decide
Haley.
what the cutoff is. I know. Well, because I have like 12 different surgeons I work for, and then their clinic staff are like, they help me a lot throughout the year. Like, really, they're doing the hardest job. And then I also have a team of 6. So I'd say like probably like 20 people total.
Okay, 20 people total, but it seems like you've got a SEAL team 6 that's the most crucial.
Yeah.
And then you've got like a lot of other people that you need to get gifts for that are more about the thought. Now, I don't know if you've heard this before, Haley, but it's the thought that counts. Now,
I have heard that.
So it's almost better to just tell someone, I thought about getting you a gift. And in that way, you've given them a gift.
That's a good idea.
Now, okay,
How do you give a thought is really the question, I guess.
I've been thinking about you this holiday. Happy holidays as a text would be a way to give a thought. But I think I'm going to do you one better here.
Okay.
Now, okay. So you've got a limited budget. And I also think that though, like there's a gift threshold of people in your life that like, I actually think it would be kind of inappropriate to get you a big gift for the 6 people in your team. Like there's something uncomfortable about getting a big gift from someone that you weren't expecting a gift from.
Yeah, I'm not trying to do like a Michael Scott like iPod at the like,
I literally was thinking the exact same thing. I was like, don't get any of them an iPod Nano. By the way, an iPod Nano, like something that was popular a million years ago. But I also like for a long part of my life, Haley, whenever someone would say, when I was like a teenager, whenever someone would say the word gift, I thought it was going to be a GameCube because I just was like, I was like a teenager that really liked video games. I was like, oh. Like they were like, I got you a surprise gift. And I was like, oh, is it going to be a GameCube? And it was like a chocolate bar or something. And I was always so disappointed. It was like a crazy thing for me to think, but it's what I did. Okay, so I think a good option for you. Now, first of all, I think a gift, much like Michelangelo, he would sign his paintings, Michael. So here's my thought for you. What are you into? What is your personality type? What's your life like that we can kind of condense it, boil it down into a sauce and drizzle that sauce into a gift parcel for each of these people?
Oh my God. From my own life?
Yeah, from your own life. I want you to use your experience being Haley, IRL, to think of a gift that you can get these people. So tell me, what is something you like to do in your free time?
I like a lot to go out with friends and stuff a lot, like different restaurants and bars, that kind of stuff. It's Texas, so we a lot of times we'll go to like a lake or a beach. I like doing that kind of stuff. Oh, you're like an outdoor. Do you go like going outside? Yeah,
you like spending
outdoors.
time. You like spending time with friends. So maybe something that's going to encourage these people to either go to eat nice food or think of a nice food or think of a nature or think of a beach. In my mind, I'm immediately going to, if you are somebody that likes to go to cool restaurants and likes interesting food, whatever, get them a nice wooden spoon from Amazon or get them a coffee scoop from Amazon. And by the way, I'm only saying Amazon, obviously down with the fucking capitalist structure, but it's easy to get a large amount of gifts cheaply and soon. So to me,
that's a good point. Like a bulk.
Yeah. Want to know something I did, which this is one step further, but I got a gift for my boss, Rachel, a couple years ago, and I got her a bag of coffee, but then I also got her a golden coffee spoon. It was very cheap, but it had a little clip on it, and I clipped the golden coffee spoon. I think it was literally $5 or something, $4, and I clipped it to the bag of coffee. But that's an example of it's more about the presentation than the thing. So you could get them, oh man, you like the outdoors. You could get them a bottle opener that has a picture of a tree on it, and then you wrap it in a cute way. And that's the gift. The gift is I took the time and thought to wrap this little thing for you. Who gives a shit what it is?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was looking for because it's obviously can't go around getting everyone what they actually want for
No.
the holidays, but I want you to know I thought about you, but not in a weird way.
Honestly, the coffee thing actually has me thinking. And as I'm thinking, I'm drinking a cold brew, Haley. But let's get into it.
Yes, Texas. Cold brew is it literally was 85 degrees last week. So cold brew is a big thing.
Oh, you're going to need to, I can't believe it's 85 degrees. I mean, we live in Los Angeles, so it's like also still not very cold here, but it's not that hot. But anyway, another good thing you can do is, okay, this is the budget option. And I actually really believe in it. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Yes.
Okay.
I'm like so scared and excited.
You should be nervous and excited. One of my favorite things to do is to go to a very fancy store called Erewhon in Los Angeles. Now, here's the secret, Haley. Erewhon, the food is not better than anywhere else. But what they've got at Erewhon that everyone wants is the confidence and the packaging. You can get almonds at Erewhon that are in a little glass mason jar with the Erewhon logo on them, and holy shit, they're like $17, and there's not very many almonds. And let me tell you, I've never bought them, but every time I've been there, I've thought those almonds look fucking good. So here's the budget option. On Amazon or on any online retailer, you can get, and honestly, at a grocery store, you can get these little tiny mason jars that are glass that have these little like screw-on lids, right? Little tiny mason jars. Mm-hmm. My option for you is to get 20 of those, get a fucking shit ton of chocolate covered espresso beans, get them in bulk. It doesn't matter what they are, doesn't matter what the packaging looks like, because you're going to decant those and give every single person 8 chocolate covered espresso beans in a little mason jar and it with a little note. That is gifting. If I got that, I'd be like, oh shit, a little treat inside of like a little thing. Like that's so nice. It's like in a nice little glass, whatever. It's got like my name on the lid and like a little sticker, something like that, where max, that's going to cost you maybe $30, maybe 40. But that's for everybody, for every single person. And in that way, you are making something that's luxe for the budget of something that is not luxe.
I love that. That's really good. Because it is like, it's just enough of a treat that it's like, ooh, that was thoughtful.
Yes.
But doesn't break the bank.
It doesn't break the bank, but it's also like a chocolate covered almond, chocolate covered espresso bean, some sort of little tiny treat that's like, oh wow, it's like in this little glass. Like to me, 90% of eating is packaging, or like 90% of a gift, or like shit.
It's got a good label.
Yeah,
I've had so many bad wines because the label was good.
Of course. Oh my God. You of course, by the way, people say don't like judge a book by its cover. I am exclusively out here judging books by their cover. I don't want am I going to fucking read a book that just has the title on it? No, I want a pretty picture. I want it to be cute and I want it to look aesthetic on my coffee table.
Yeah.
So I think that what you got to do is, the decanted jar option is going to be kind of what you're going to want. Now, by the way, if you're going to try to go to extreme budget, whatever, you can gauge up or down the thing of the jar. You could also do it in a little, like you can probably get cute little like sealable bags that are nice and like have a nice little label on them and stuff, like little gift packs. And that's also like an option, but it's really just like, you're just having to do the work of putting the fucking beans, or it could honestly be coffee beans too. It's like, that's like another thing. If somebody likes coffee, you could give them a little parcel of like, oh, this will be like enough coffee that you can make a coffee at home with this nice coffee or something, you know? But that's going to be my option for you is make something bulk seem nice because you're doing the packaging.
Yeah, I love that.
Absolutely, Haley. Problem solved, Haley. Don't even worry about it. But it's also something, to me, it's also like, it's good to have gifts that are accomplishable in 24 hours. This is one of those. Because like I have, by the way,
right, because I also waited till December 17th.
Exactly, right. So like a lot of the things that you're going to want to be able to do is going to be tough. But I mean, God, I'll tell you, I have like 1 or 2 gifts for my wife, Sarah, and the rest of them, I'm like, I have more than that. I think I have like 3. She's going to listen to this. So that's my cover. but I have
he has so many for you, Sarah. You have no idea.
I have so many, Sarah. But no, like part of it's like I have several gifts like that, and then I'm like, I love to get Sarah like several different like little treats that she really enjoys. And one of the things she loves is like pickles. So it's like I want to get her like a cool craft pickle jar from some place. And then it's like it's more about the thought that even though that's something that she might just pick up, like a nice jar of pickles, it's like, oh no, it's about the fact that I went out and got something that she loves, and I know her, and that's kind of like the part of the gift is that people feel seen by them knowing your interests.
And that's a good point too, because then it's like then I can write like a nice note to like my team and stuff.
Yeah,
it's like more about like, hey, good job this year.
No, exactly.
Sorry,
like,
I can't just give you a fat bonus. Here's some coffee beans.
No, exactly. Like I think when you're a kid, receiving gifts is about the gift. And I think that like as an adult has come around, and I mean, obviously like it changes, depending on people's financial situation, whatever. But to me now, like if a friend is getting me a gift, really the joy of that, is just that I feel seen by it. Like I feel like they get me and they like that got me a bag of coffee. And I'm like, oh, you knew that I would like this. And like, I like that we have the type of relationship where you know that I would like this. And similarly, like if I give a friend a gift, like I like to give jokey gifts. So like I gave, do you know the streamer Pokimane?
No.
There's a streamer, a video game streamer named Pokimane, and she's very charming. I don't particularly watch a ton of her stuff, but I think she's very charming. And I got my friend were joking. I was like, oh, do you have the Pokimane desk mat? And he was like, oh yeah, love like as a bit. And so I got him the Pokimane desk mat, just carte blanche. Apropos of nothing.
That's good.
Just for fun. Because I think it's fun to get just people just like, oh, this is like a funny thing that I mentioned once. Here's like a little piece of it. But
I love nothing more than like beating a joke like that was like small to like extreme proportions. Like that's really good.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, there's nothing better because it's like, oh man, it just makes people feel included,
Yeah.
Well, Haley, thank you so much for calling in, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. And
Thank you.
All right, no problem.
Thank you so much, and congrats on everything. Love. I can't wait to watch the live and everything. So.
Oh yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, you have a fantastic evening.
Yeah. You too. Thank you.
All right, bye. That was so lovely. This has the energy of me just like I feel like Santa. I should have fucking worn a Santa costume. If you're just listening to the audio version, I'm wearing a Santa costume. I have a big red beard. That was so embarrassing. To say that Santa has a red beard was fucking so embarrassing. Like, I don't even know what I'm going to do. Me out here like Santa has a red beard, like. That makes no fucking sense. Woo! All right. And now it's time to call somebody who is being a little Grinch.
Hello?
Hello, you called perfect person because you were being a Grinch.
Yes, I was. Hi.
And I am here to solve your problems. And I'll tell you what.
My dreams are coming true.
Your dreams are coming true. Now, normally I have a guest, but I've called you on a very special episode where it's just me.
That's how I like it. I guess my Miles and friends can just be Miles.
That's exactly right. Now, tell me about, well, first of all, tell me your name and then tell me about your conundrum because I've heard there was some Grinchy behavior going on and I want to hear about it.
I got in a predicament. I was a little sore loser with a game. And I threw a little tantrum.
Oh,
and he told me he says, I never want to play a game with you ever again. So I go to bed.
Okay. So, first of all, what was your name? It got cut off.
Oh, it's Ty.
Ty. Okay. So Ty, this is so funny to me and I want to know everything. But first of all, just to make you feel seen, Sarah and I my wife Sarah, we love to play chess, but we have recently decided that it is too difficult for us to play chess in public because Sarah also can go into tantrum territory. Now, this is common, I think, when you're dating somebody, when you're married to somebody, whatever. You just know them in and out, and it's hard to lose at a game. Now, tell me, what game was it that you had lost at?
So we already know we cannot play Uno and Monopoly together. So it was a phone game called Polytopia.
Okay.
And
I've never heard of that. What is it?
Yeah, it's like Civilizations, but on the phone.
Okay, got it.
And you're like bursting each other. And yes, and I threw myself a little tantrum, but really I went to bed that night plotting, fingers banging together, and then woke up and said, I have to take down the soap dispensers, the bath mat, the tree, my fake tree.
So you live together?
Yes.
Okay. So you took down all the Christmas decorations the night of the tantrum. Now, or that was the next morning?
It was in the middle of the night. I snuck out of bed.
Oh my God. This is so crazy. Ty, this is bad behavior.
And I realized that. And so as a perfect person, I said, how can I apologize for my tantrum?
Yeah.
And how can I make it up to him?
Okay. So you've made an oopsie.
And one more thing, I would like to play games in the future. I can work on this.
I think this is actually a very relatable problem to have. I want you to feel seen. I actually know a lot of couples that this is true for, where it's like, there's something also about it being your loved one that you're losing to that makes it worse. Like, I can play some game. I think it's like, you might be able to play board games with other friends and whatever, it's fine. But I think there's something dastardly where it's like, how could you win to me?
Yes, and 100%. He looked at me and said, you're going to do really good next time. And I think that's what broke the camel's back.
Oh, yeah. It's almost worse if I tell Sarah that she did really good when I beat her. She's like, fuck you. She's like, don't you tell me I need to hear this. Yeah. Oh my. Okay, so you took down the Christmas tree, you took down the soap dispensers, you took down all the Christmas. You Grinched. You Grinched Christmas.
I full Grinch. Well, okay, he's not really a big Christmas fan, so my reasoning in my head, my distorted mind said, you don't want to play games with me? Well, I don't want to do Christmas.
Oh my God. Oh yeah? Well, Christmas is canceled. Oh man. Okay. So, yeah. So I think that we need to solve problem one, and then we can solve problem two. Let's go back to the root. Let's go to the root of the issue. Is that you have difficulty playing games with your partner. Now, I think that setting up clear rules, house rules for how to play is important. Now, I know that for Sarah, when we play chess, I know for a fact that I cannot take her queen. That's illegal. That is illegal gameplay. We've been over this. Good. It's illegal gameplay. Miles cannot take Sarah's queen unless he asks or unless she has the opportunity to take back her previous move. Now, I'm not allowed to take her queen. That's how we're allowed to play chess. And it's also don't do something I can't make a move that's too clever, because that's no. Don't be too clever without saying something about it. So I think that for you and your partner, to find the way that you want to play games appropriately together, you need to set some ground rules. And it's okay for you to say, look, I know that this is a weird thing to ask. It's strange to ask, but if we're playing a game like this, I need you to play in this specific way. And I know this is dumb, and I will try my best to not be, overly whatever, but I'm going to set some ground rules down. And really what you need to do is you need to let go. You need to let go of the winning or the losing and have it be about the fun of the game.
Yes. Yeah. I'll work on this. So I'm going to work on that. Yeah.
You're going to work on this. And you know what I'll say is it mattered to me. I don't know if it ever mattered to me. Maybe it did when I was younger. My philosophy on games is that it's more fun to play an interesting game for me than it is to win. That doesn't mean I don't want to win. I want to win. Oh, trust me, I want to win. I want to win so bad. But if I lose a game, then that's an interesting story. It's like I tried my best and I wanted to win so badly and I lost and like, oh man, that's an interesting story. To me, especially like that's true with werewolf, where it's like, I want to play werewolf so hard that I'm like, it's this person. I'm accusing people. I'm trying to play. But if I lose werewolf, it's like, oh, well, no, that's part of the fun of the game. Like, it's like, I'm not going to be bummed that I lost. The game is about fun. Like, the game is about us all experiencing something fun. So like, or it's like about the trash talk, or it's about the whatever, you know? So I think it's like, make the game about the game, not about the end.
Okay.
I know that's
already.
I know that's a tall order though, because people get so competitive and it's wrapped up, and you know they grew up really competitive and whatever, and I get that. But to me, that's kind of my philosophy for that. Now, how do you save Christmas? This is going to be interesting. So where are you now?
I know.
Where are you now? Are you at home?
Where are we now? I'm at my home. You called, and I like ran out the door. I was like, no, he can't know that I called in about this.
Okay. So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to get your boyfriend out of the house.
Okay. Will do. He plays Dungeons and Dragons every Saturday night.
Wonderful. He's gonna be out of the house, and what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to save Christmas. And I think what you're gonna need to do is you're gonna need to go overboard. He's gonna leave the house. When he's gone, Christmas is back. And I want when he enters the home again, I want you to have his favorite beverage on a little plate. If there's cookies, put the cookies out. He's Santa and you're his little elf. I want you to set up the house. I want you to be playing Christmas music. And I want you to tell him, I'm sorry I had a tantrum and canceled Christmas. But
okay.
I'm sorry I had a tantrum and canceled Christmas. I want to be able to play games with you. And I want us to get better at it because I love you. I care about you, and I want to play little games. To me, it's also like maybe a salve for this is if you play a game together on the same team. If you are, doing something like if there's a game that's co-op, there's lots of different games that are like, oh, you can play against the computer. You can play you and your partner against whatever. I think that's a good salve. But I think first you need to save Christmas. And if there's a world where you can get his favorite little beverage or favorite little snack, that goes a long way. I have apologized for many arguments with my lovely wife with a jar of pickles. I believe that our first argument, I brought her a jar of pickles and I said, I'm so sorry. And that was like, she knew that I was sorry because I had went out to the store and gotten her special jar of pickles.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. I'm going to do that tonight.
You should do that tonight and enjoy it. And I think it's also just be like, it's okay to apologize and be like, I'm sorry I had a tantrum and I canceled Christmas. And really, I just am too competitive and, whatever. But like, I have a bunch of very dumb rules that would be helpful for me if we could play together. Like, it's okay to apologize and then ask for forgiveness and also ask, here are some ground rules that would help me even though I'm being silly. Like, I think there's lots of things that like part of being in a relationship is being like, oh, sometimes people have like over the top reactions to stuff, or like, yeah, sometimes the first time I took Sarah's queen in chess, I knew, okay, that's a no-no. You can't do that. Now, is that logical? No, it's not, but that's okay. And I have similar things where it's like, if I ask about X, Y, or Z, or like we went through a long thing where I was like, if I have bad breath, it's so hard to tell someone they have bad breath. But I was like, I need you to tell me in this specific way. Otherwise it's going to make me feel self-conscious. And so it's like, that's part of being in a relationship is knowing each other's strange things that they're highly sensitive to and being able to create little rules that are going to help them be less sensitive to those things.
Yes. Okay. I'm already gotten some rules in my head. I know that the Sprite cranberry is going to be, popping off tonight.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Thank you, Miles, for saving Christmas.
I've saved Christmas, everybody. Thank you so much for calling in, Ty. I really appreciate it. You have a fantastic Christmas and tell your partner to cool it on the winning.
I will. And congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right. You have a wonderful night.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Wow. It feels good to have saved Christmas. Well, I think that I've brought myself to the end of the episode with that call. And I guess I have to get real which I've never done by myself, but I think that I'm going to try. Here we go. This is a segment we like to call Get Real. Recently, I've been feeling extreme gratitude. And I heard this great quote that really affected me. That was, I'm obviously having a child very soon, and that makes me terrified, nervous. But I heard this great quote from Rob Delaney, who's a wonderful comedian. He's one of the stars of Catastrophe, which is a great show. And he said, he was like, well, when you're a parent, like somebody asked him for advice on, I'm going to be a first-time parent. What's your advice for that? And he said, it's like, well, look, people saying you're not going to be ready, you've been extremely tired before. You've been extremely worried before. You've been worried about money. You know what that feels like. You know what it feels like to go through disaster. And you're ready for that. Like, you're ready to be extremely tired because you've done it before. You've learned how hard that is. And it's going to be hard again, but you're ready for that. You've been through it. The thing you're not ready for is the wonderful stuff. The thing you're not ready for is that it's going to be something you care about so deeply. And it's going to be something that you love so much immediately. I think that's a really interesting point. That made me feel better, because I was like, well, yeah, like I have gone through stuff that's difficult in my life. I haven't had any shortage of that. I think that like I have been extremely tired. I've been extremely worried. I've been scared. I've been sad. I've been, all those things that might happen, if I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm going to be so tired and I'm going to be so worried that the baby's okay and whatever. And it's like, I have done that before to certain degrees. And so I think it's like, oh yeah, I have prepared for those parts of it. But I think the part that is maybe the most nerve-wracking is that it's going to be a whole new level of loving something and caring about something. So I think that that's the part that I'm the most excited for. And I think we're kind of like ready. Like our house is finally clean enough to have a baby in it, which it hasn't been for a long time. So yeah, that part's really wild. But I feel very grateful that I can do all this stuff. And it's the end of the year. It's been a crazy year. And this show has been able to lift off and spread its little wings, and that makes me very happy. So take that energy out with you in the holidays, everyone. And remember that especially for Santa, perfection is only a call away. Thanks for listening.
That was a Headgum podcast.